Well, the Sports for Kids mission is to revolutionise children's sport. One class, one child, one smile. And of course, what we're trying to do is roll this across the whole of the United Kingdom. Now, I'm going to introduce you to two very special people. You can see them there. I know you can see them there. They're our latest network partners, and they look after the Basingstoke and Hampshire regions, which actually does include Portsmouth and Chichester. Am I telling the truth there?
You certainly are.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is Jodie and Paul, our latest network partners.
Hello.
Hello. Excited?
Yes, very.
Good. That is a good place to be. Now, before I say anything else, are you nervous to be interviewed by me now?
No, not at all.
Oh, you should be.
Terrified.
I'm terrified. Hopefully you're terrified.
I've seen your interviews.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is because I've kind of got a list of questions in front of me here, and you're not kind of sure what I'm going to ask. So I like the fact that you've done a little bit of revising with lots of notes in front of you. So I would like to say, good luck. Here we go. So, okay, let's do our very first one. What excites you actually about sports for kids?
Oh, God, it is absolutely, it's working with children, engaging with children from a young age in sport and a healthy lifestyle, and really just having fun with what they're doing.
Are you both involved in sport itself anyway?
Yeah, we both run. I used to play rugby for Hampshire, did athletics for Hampshire as well. And we both like to live a fairly healthy, active lifestyle. We've got three young children, and they keep us on our toes as well.
Well, that is one of the most important things, that you yourself feel like you're very much part of your children's activities.
Absolutely.
As well. I think that's what, for us, that S4K is really all about. So, what excites you itself about this whole scheme and what it stands for?
I guess aside from working with children and getting them to engage in that kind of healthy lifestyle and being active, I think it's also to work and develop our coaches, our fantastic coaches. It's to give them a real career pathway as well. So they're working with the kids, which we know they enjoy and they love, but it's also giving them a long-term career and something to work towards as well, and hopefully develop within the business.
And what do you think, or where do you think this can go across the whole United Kingdom? I mean, you're taking over one franchise itself. I mean, what excites you about your region that you think that can really spawn right the way out the whole United Kingdom?
Yeah, so we're already working with the Forestry Commission, which is so exciting. Being able to take the Sport for Kids activities out into the environment and working with them closely is great. I think that Forestry Commission across the UK is going to be fantastic. But we're also working with Hampshire County Council, helping them with a lot of their coaching needs. So I think both of those avenues, along with the community stuff, is just going to be amazing.
Yeah, and we've got 3 new development centres that will be coaching rugby and football, and lots of other activities that are opening up in the next few weeks in the north of Hampshire, and we're looking forward to spreading down as we move towards the Portsmouth area as well.
Are you allowed to name them?
Are we allowed to name them? Yes.
Yes. Memory. There you go. You put us on the spot there.
There you go.
So
you may not have those written down.
we have Farnham, we have Fleet, and we have Borden development centres that are opening up in the next couple of weeks, which is very exciting.
Yeah. Now, this is a really cheeky question, because I don't think you may have prepared for this, but I'm going to have to ask a cheeky question because I'm that way. We do so many different sports, don't we, in the whole, the whole realm of it. Is there a particular favourite sport, and is there a reason why it's your favourite?
What's yours?
I'm loving golf. I absolutely love golf. It's a new, exciting proposition. We've recently been trained in something called snag golf, which is starting new at golf. Really bright, really colourful, really engaging way of bringing golf to children. The kids love it. As soon as they see the equipment, it's absolutely amazing. Some of the equipment that we use it makes noises, does all sorts of things, but it's just absolutely brilliant. So really looking forward. We've had loads and loads of interest in that. We're looking forward to taking that out. And as a coach that's been trained to do that, I'm really excited to go out and put those skills to the test.
Jodie?
So actually mine's a little bit of a curveball. I love working with toddlers.
Right.
And the young children. I get so much out of that, but I'm also a Pilates instructor as well. And taking some of my learnings from a Pilates instructor and breathing correctly from an early age and bringing them down, but also actually enjoying what they're doing. So with the toddler stuff, it's not specifically football or specifically rugby, it's the fun, it's the storytelling, and then bringing that storytelling to life in the sport and bringing in the Pilates as well.
So your experience outside, in sport and what you've seen, is that certainly something that you can bring into S4K? Those experiences that you've had and go, okay, this is great and that's not so good, and we can kind of build on those.
Yeah, I think everybody's at some point in their life, probably their earlier years, has been part of a sports club or a sports organisation that maybe isn't as good as you'd want it to be. Or you've taken your kids along to something and you've thought actually this could be so much better. I think what's refreshing is since we've worked within Sport for Kids, that best in class and that aspiration to keep getting better is what really excites us. And certainly that's something which we're looking forward to rolling that out into Hampshire, keeping that best in class across the brand.
Yeah, anything you want to add to that, Jodie?
I think you were talking, Paul's worked in mental health, he's first aid of the mental health, and bringing that on at a young age, and
Yeah, I think the link between mental well-being and positive mental well-being and being active, I think adults across the UK are becoming more aware of it. I think actually it's about tackling that right at the root cause, which is actually getting children to be active. Not only that, to love being active. The positive and happy endorphins that get released when you exercise and you really enjoy it. That's what it's all about. And if we can, that's what Sport for Kids can really do and really make a difference. And that's what's important to us. It's about bringing Sport for Kids to a wider community, but also it's about the positives that come off the back of that. It's about teaching kids to love sport so that they can have positive mental well-being would be just amazing. We can really make a difference.
I think, just a bit about where I've come from, kind of taken Paul on the journey with me.
Yeah.
So we both come from a corporate background, and I've run for the last 10 years £20 million projects, rolling out ridiculous quantity of stores across the UK, and you get completely engulfed. Your soul kind of sell the soul to the devil kind of thing in this world. And I kind of took a moment and went, "Ooh, hang on, what am I doing?" And that's when you take a look at what you're able to give back and what you're able to give back to your family, your friends, yourself. And that we came across this, and this just fits from what we want to do.
And do you feel like you're giving something back to a new generation of youngsters? You're kind of making their pathway much better, getting involved in Sport for Kids?
Oh, completely. I think with things like our player pathways and seeing the progression, how we take 18-month-old tots and taking them to be, yes, we'd all love them to be the next David Beckham or Lionel Messi or whoever it is in football, whoever it is. But actually, for us, if that never happened, that's great. That's okay.
That's okay.
We love it. But if that never happened, it doesn't matter. If we can just get kids to engage at a young age with just being active and that love of sport, that's what's rewarding to us. So yes, we're giving something back, but in a probably horribly selfish way, we get so much out of the coaching side and seeing kids being happy. Smiling faces on children is just amazing stuff to see, and seeing them running around being happy is incredible.
Little things like high fives and a sticker at the end. So seriously, they are overjoyed by what they've just taken part in. It's great. Yeah, it's a really good feeling.
I'm smiling because I know that feeling, itself. You see it and you experience it yourself, and it not only makes them smile, it makes us smile. Yeah. And what's wrong with smiling?
Nothing at all.
Nothing whatsoever. So what's planned for your region?
Well, it's a bit kind of pinky in the brain, isn't it? That's a bit of an older generation analogy there, taking over the world.
It's fine. World domination. I accept that. Yeah. I understand.
Hampshire domination.
Yeah, our territory's quite big. Yeah. So we've got
very diverse.
It's very diverse as well across the whole territory. So
and wealth as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've got some interesting demographics, and what we do know is that Sport for Kids works everywhere. Mm-hmm. It is a model that works across every demographic, across every community, and it's about working out what we launch and where we launch it, and then of course when. We'd like to be on the south coast as soon as we can, but there is a journey that we have to take. Yeah. So we're starting in the north of Hampshire, but we'd like to be down in Portsmouth and across the south coast in months rather than years. Because
finding the right coaches.
Yeah.
It's really, really important. Finding the coaches that are as passionate. I think what you'll find about Paul and I is we work in the business. We're coaching in the business as well as franchise partners, and that's we're so passionate about it. But we've got to find those people that are like us.
We can't do everything.
Yeah.
As much as Jodie would love us, we can't do everything. And the coaches that we have found have got a real passion, and actually we can work with those coaches. And actually, when I was saying about career development and about a career pathway, with our backgrounds in the corporate world and mine in learning and development in my previous role, I think we can help those people to achieve and grow within the business, and hopefully they'll be the network partners of the future, which would be amazing. Again, if we could create network partners of the future that can take the S4K way to their own parts of the UK and beyond, that would be awesome story to tell.
So if people were listening to this now and they're thinking, I love those two, Colin and Jodie, amazing, they have the right spirit, they have the right drive, the right mindset, what advice would you say to them if they wanted to get involved? What would you say to them?
Just do it, I guess. I mean, it is hugely rewarding. In the very short time that we've worked with Sport for Kids, it's completely flipped our world upside down in a very positive way. Getting up and coming to work is a whole different thing. As we said, working in the corporate world, you do leave your soul and your personality at the door sometimes. Being able to come to work and this doesn't feel like work. And actually every day doesn't feel like work. And I've had coaches, I've been in coaching sessions, and coaches have said this doesn't feel like work. Getting up and doing this and working with kids is just, we get paid for this, amazing. And actually that's great.
Now, Jodie, I'm going to throw a question directly to you now. What's the toughest thing working with him?
It's without a doubt, sorting his hair out.
Same.
That was my problem.
Yeah.
So, look at what I did. I just eliminate that problem. Zip it off.
We've worked together since oddly for many years now. Although not directly, we've worked in different departments, so we know each other really well.
I think we're a good team. I think we know each other's strengths, and we do bring very different things to the table.
I organise him,
I'm trying to think of what I do. Come to me a minute.
You don't really have to think of what you do because
I just get told.
Don't
I get told. Yeah.
We'll put you in place. There is no problem with that. In your opinion, guys, why is S4K different?
As I said, if it's okay, just to hear your story.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've already said how I came out of the corporate world, retrained as a Pilates instructor, and then found S4K. I found a company that was looking for coaches, and I thought that'd be great. That'd be great. I could really enjoy going to coach for children. And off I went, and I turned up to a school with my shorts and t-shirt on, not really knowing what to expect, to see what it was all about. And from that moment, I came home and I said, yeah, brilliant. That is really, really good. At the time, I didn't know that there was a franchise. I didn't know there was a business for me or for us to get involved in.
Right.
And so I came home, my husband was still working in the corporate world at the time, and I came home and said about it. It's really great. I love the way they engage with children. I love the player pathway books they've got. It's so different to what I'd seen already out there. I carried on working with them, and just happened that there was a conversation about franchising with S4K, and I had a conversation with my husband and said we should do this. A little bit of money saved up. Let's invest. And we have to be honest with you, we have invested all of our money in this.
Yeah.
We really believe in it.
But I think it's when you start to delve a little bit deeper. I think Jodie came home and absolutely eulogised about her first experience. About 45 minutes of PE or the nursery, or the first thing he did. He came home and went, it's brilliant. And I really wasn't expecting that. I was expecting, it's okay. It's all right. It's a job, and then it's good while Jodie was building her other business. Actually, when you then said they've got a university, a virtual university, and it's online training, and it takes 16 weeks, and it's really thorough, and there's certain ways to do things, the S4K way. And actually, my background in learning and development, I was kind of looking over her shoulder when she was on the university and going, this is really good. And then I was like, so player pathways, explaining through player pathways. And so Jodie said, I'll show you, this is what it is. And you think, as a parent, that then resonates, and you think, that makes sense, I can see my child's progression, that sounds fantastic. Then we met with the guys, the founders of Sport for Kids, and actually from a business point of view, when you look at the difference between the way that Sport for Kids work and pretty much everything else out there in the industry, it is a wholly different proposition from a business perspective. it's a scalable business. It grows, and it can grow quite quickly, or very quickly.
With passion.
With
Determination.
passion, determination, you can have world domination. I think the business model that's there is super robust. And we've pulled it apart in every different way.
Yeah.
It's a super robust business model that's very, very clear, and you can see the growth. It's a business that doesn't work term time only. It's a 364-day-a-year business.
What's that day off?
Christmas.
Okay, just checking.
But to get a business like this, where you're doing something that is just so enjoyable, and you can do it, it's a full-time role. That is wholly different from everything else that we found. We compared and contrasted with everything else that's out there, and there is nothing else that works this way. With everything we've mentioned so far, it becomes a really attractive business proposition. And yes, we have invested heavily in this, but that's because we fundamentally believe in, that this money is going into a business that will not only return that money back, but has the ability to grow way beyond that original investment. And as I said before, it's an amazing way to make a living. We have got golf, which we have got, because we have got, it is a much more flexible lifestyle. Yeah. And if you want to get rid of that 9 to 5, which we most certainly did, it's brilliant, because not only is it's flexible, it works around you, it works around your family. We've got so much more time together, and working together is brilliant so far.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant.
I think we are probably different to other franchisees that may be looking at the model. You can come at this from different avenues. We're coming at it very much to work in the business, as I said.
Yeah.
We are passionate coaches, as well as wanting an investment and to return on our investment.
Of course.
There are other people that would invest their money and let others run it for them. You've got to look at it from whichever angle works for you. Ours is to be in it and to do it.
And I think the way that one of the things that makes Sport for Kids very different is that there is a support model that supports you not only for the first few weeks, but it's a long-term support model.
Yeah.
I think the relationships we've built with the founders of Sport for Kids it's that relationship that will ultimately drive the success, along with our passion and along with where the business is moving. It is an unstoppable machine, Sport for Kids, and the amount of things that are happening in the background that we're privy to now. Now we're in the family. Yeah. I think it's really exciting. If people are excited by what they see now, 6 months, a year, and what's happening in the future, it is a really exciting place to be, and we're both excited to be getting in very early in that journey.
I find it really intriguing that I asked you the question, what were the downsides, and you came out with a puppy, you came out with going to work in tracksuits, spending more time together. I don't think any of that, and I was like, it's all blessings, right?
4 a.m. this morning when the puppy was walking around the garden. Maybe not so much, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Swings and roundabouts.
Absolutely. Jodie and Paul, thank you very much. Enjoy being part of the family. It's a huge welcome from me and from everybody else who's involved. Good luck, and no doubt we'll be seeing from you soon. So we'd like to say to these guys, you've heard this story, join the revolution.